people who said they were going to come, and I know that it's, you know, it's hard kind of navigating the process to get on at first. And so this is going to be, this is going to be a new kind of thing for all of us. And so some people might be here next week.
Join late.
Yeah. People can join late.
So the meeting doesn't block like 5 or 10 minutes into.
Nope.
Yeah.
Wide open.
Yeah.
And by the way, for those of you who are nervous about video, if you want to be even more nervous, we are now recording. So.
No, I don't know what to say, Lynn.
Thanks.
Ah!
Oh,
Legally, you had to say that.
huh?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I think by law, I sort of have to say
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah.
You know?
All of a sudden, every mic goes mute and all the pictures just show me.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just get the party started. Lynn, maybe you should just go ahead and start us off and kind of pick a topic
What,
that's
me?
important.
You're in charge.
Me?
Good evening, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for coming here tonight. So we've been trying to, I don't have anything prepared. We've been trying to sort out over the last couple of weeks how to get this whole community-based business concept really moving forward. And I'm going to make the fundamental assumption that if you're here tonight, you really are interested and you want to build a business. And by the way, I'm going to go ahead and start muting people, and you can unmute yourselves. And the reason I'm muting people, I can't mute myself though, can I? I'm talking. The reason I'm muting is because there was a lot of background noise coming in, so I just muted everybody. But don't take that personal. Feel free to unmute yourself. If you want to say something, just unmute yourself. Does everybody know how to do that? There's a button on your screen somewhere that says unmute or mute. Okay.
I think everyone kind of
Okay,
probably does.
So we've been trying to sort out how to get this whole thing started. And one of the things I guess that I'd like to know, and does anyone here have anything they'd like to offer about what your opinion is of how we move forward? Some of the things we've been putting in place is webinars. We've done a webinar for the last couple of weeks, and we're still building that webinar platform, and we have some ideas for moving forward for how that's going to work. We have a new registration page. Hi, Terry. Let's see. Terry, raise your hand. Terry, what can I do for you? Did you want to talk, or you can unmute yourself? Did you want something? Did you have something to say, Terry?
I unmuted myself, but I was still listening to what you were saying.
Okay. We're okay? All right. One of the things we have is let me just share this with you real quick. This is a work in progress. It's not finished, but it's getting close. We have a new webinar registration page that we're going to be sharing with people, and people will be able to, let's see, I had the page up. I guess I don't have it up right now. Sorry about that. But community, if I can doo-doo-doo. Did I spell that right? Hooray. Okay, so we have a new webinar page that we'll be able to we give people the link, and they will be able to go to this page and just drop in their email address and their name and register for this webinar, which we are now calling the 5 Key Steps to Entrepreneurship, and we may change that. And by the way, we're not doing a webinar every week right now. We're planning to do one every other week. So the next one is not this week, but 1 week from now, 9 days from tonight, Thursday. So, and Tamara is usually, she's the gabber. She talks. We're putting in some, this is not finished. We're just laying this out today, putting in some testimonials. So I'm looking for, Shelley promised me she would give me a video. I'm actually looking. Is there anybody there that likes to be on camera and is willing to do a video testimonial? Don't all speak at once. It's okay.
You can raise your hand.
But we'll come back to that because I would like.
Consider it. I'll consider it.
Who said that?
I'll consider it.
Is that Sue?
Yeah, Susanna.
Awesome.
Susanna. Okay, great. What I'm looking for here is less than a minute. 30 seconds is probably ideal. A 30 seconds, hey, I've been in the community-based business. I really love it. We're having a great time. We're growing. We're blah, 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 blah. Come jump on the webinar and see what it's all about. I can help you with the words, or you can make up your own. So this page is actually live right now. We can send it to people. So that when they get it, I'm going to stop the share. When they get it, they have what looks like a reasonably professionally looking registration page to go to the webinar. We've set the webinar up for the next 45 weeks. I've set it up for the entire year at this moment in time, subject to change. So that's going on. What we need from you is we need butts in seats. We need you to bring people to the webinar. Now, that's easier said than done. I know that. Sometimes it's hard to get people to come, but we're putting this opportunity out so that if you're talking to somebody, we come back to that in a minute, but if you're talking to somebody who's possibly interested in our business, wants to know what we're about, hey, are you curious? Would you like to learn more about it? We have this webinar. It's only 20 minutes long. Come join us and get an overview of what we're doing. Does that make sense for everybody?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Now, by the way, I can't always tell who's talking, so
Can I interject something too while we're on this particular topic? That
sure.
not just butts and seats for like, obviously we'd like to invite people to come watch the webinar, and if nothing else, you can say to a friend, hey, come check it out. If nothing else, I'd love your opinion on what we're doing, and then that gives you an opportunity to have conversation and feedback. But another thing is just if you guys show up to the webinar, so then when somebody new does join in, they can see in the chat room that there's other people there, and it shows that there's community support, because in growing a community-based business, it's good to have community support. Even if we don't always agree on the way we're doing things, we can discuss those things in the back office like we are today, but out there live when we're doing stuff, I think that's an important key point too. To have a webinar of a community-based business model and two people show up that's in the community-based business doesn't send a super strong message.
Right.
So I think we want to send a strong message at least on Thursday nights when we're doing the webinar. And we are totally here, all of us, I think, to assist each other in every way we can. So, I mean, I know whatever we can do to help everybody. If you have a question or a comment, feel free to reach out personally. I will try to help in whatever way I can. I know Lynn and Susanna and Carrie, I know y'all feel the same way. So
yeah.
So one of the things we've been talking about or thinking about is, first off, in order to build the business, what we need, if you imagine we're on a camping trip and we have a campfire, we need the people who are on the trip with us to be around the campfire. Does that make sense? We've got to build the community. So, go ahead.
Well, that kind of brings me into what I wanted to add tonight in what I've been talking with Karen and Yanni about. For us, the way that we're kind of looking at doing it to build this community-based business, and I know Tamara and I at least once have talked about it, but what you want to do, like, you can go out and try to, and maybe you're going to convince 2 people. So say I go out and I randomly convince 2 people to get in my business. That's great. I got 2 people in my business. But what I more want is I want to go out and I want to create a relationship with people that are like-minded, that are into organics, because I know when I start talking to people that are into organics already, and then they look at the business plan and all of that, they're going to come in, but they're going to be participating people in their places, in their seats, and it creates a long-standing relationship and a solider foundation for the community business.
Oh, I absolutely agree. I 110% agree. I think when you think about the business, it is really, we are all connected to one another. We should be building relationships with each other and with other people. And that's something that, when you go to the Living Organically Facebook, you go to the Living Organically group, you see like-minded people who are interested in organic living, clean living. And, look, none of us are going to be perfect ever, never. It's never going to happen. We're always here to be better and to encourage one another. And building relationships, I think, is number one, should be top priority as far as when we are speaking to people.
Products, because I've noticed the more I use my products, the more I'm familiar with them, the easier it pops out of my mouth because they're part of my life. And I know the benefits because I use them. So like those two things, just being able to start at a baseline of forming a relationship, like don't be stressed out. I'm going out because I have to find two people. Start, like, take a deep breath and go, okay, I'm just going to start having relationships. I'm just going to start using my products. What do I like? What do I like about this product? What does it do for me? And then you're going to share it with your friends. And it'll feel natural and you'll come off natural because that's what you're doing. You're not like trying to pump up. I mean, we can have pump up meetings.
Well, and Susanna, you touched base on something that's really important and I think really special about the way we do things. The really whole idea encompasses building relationships and building a business just based off two people that you will then help and encourage them just to get to. If we just keep it that simple and really that organic and down, just that connected, then the business plan itself then will grow. I do think, though, because we all are ingrained in a 9-to-5 system, we are all ingrained and growing up in a system that's bigger than who we are right now in this group, which is the 9-to-5ers and going to school, and we're trained at a young age on how to behave and fall in line. I think there is a training process. So for the people who come in and they're leaving their 9-to-5 or they want to leave their 9-to-5 behind, I do think there needs to be a mindset switch, because understanding they need to be trained in the mindset. And this is where the five key things for stepping out of a 9-to-5, you really do need to encompass those 5 key steps and practice them. But that's kind of that's why these meetings, I think, are so important, because they really do help to remind us on a weekly basis that, what is supposed to be so important to us, our mindset, and living in gratitude, and, understanding why we want what we have, and all of those things, setting goals.
30 days help a lot.
Yeah. So
process is helpful.
Yeah, and that's where I think Jacqueline and I and Lynn were talking earlier about even moving the 30 days, maybe for this group, for our group that's already here, that's already started, not for new people coming into the business, but maybe the people who are in the business right now, doing a training program for maybe the first even 15 days, because they do touch base on the mindset. They do touch base on the product. It touches base on how to engage or talk to people, and also how to handle adversities. I mean, we at least can open that door to give people that training and just be here for each other to talk to. Like, hey, I talked to somebody yesterday and they told me this, or they said that, and it felt negative and I felt put down by it or whatever. Then we're here as a support team, because you are going to meet adversities. That's how we grow. That's how we move beyond.
And as a group, we're all going to have different solutions, which is cool. We'll all have different questions, but we'll all also be able to bring up different solutions, different ways we might handle the situation that happened. And that's why I like the group meetings too, is for that reason.
Yeah. So I think in that area, I think you're right on the money as far as building relationships, and then also training. I think not everyone knows how to approach people. Not everyone knows how to talk to people. And so practice makes better. I can tell all y'all, and a lot of you know me personally, know that for me, I used to have a phobia of being on camera, and even in front of a camera that was recording. Not if it wasn't recording, I didn't care. But if it was recording, I was like, no, let's just stop everything. I'm not talking. But, over the last couple or year or so, I've been practicing. And as I practice, I become more genuine. I become more comfortable, and I become more like, I just don't care. I mean, I'm not perfect yet. And someday I will be, sure, but that's not this day. But the point is, everything we want to do, if we don't do it well today, that's okay. It's all about learning and growing through those moments of insecurity to get to the other side. I mean, that's what I'm personally experiencing. And I want to say, if you have a phobia or fear of talking to people, step into it. Just try to step into it. It's okay. If your knees get dirty, it's okay. Brush them off and try again. And if you need a little bit of pep talk beforehand, call me. Like I'll give you a little pep talk ahead of time, That's all. That's what I have to say. So I don't know. Lynn, do you have anything else you want to touch note on as far as where everybody's at today? Raise your hand.
Well, yeah, I'd like to. Well, I always have something to say. Absolutely, 120% agree with you, Susanna. Convincing anyone against their will just wastes everyone's time. And we have an old saying that convincing someone against their will, they're of the same opinion still. It doesn't change their mind. So what we're not about convincing people. We're about finding the people that are interested in doing what we're interested in doing. And that is a little bit more of a time-consuming process. It means talking to more people. The old idea that we should be able to go out and get somebody is off the table. We're not trying to get anybody. We're trying to offer an opportunity to the people who want the opportunity that we have to offer. We just have to find them. Does that make sense? So I'm 110% agreeing with you. There's no contest whatsoever. You got to talk, but you got to talk, but you got to kiss a lot of frogs to find a prince. And that's at once the challenge in this business and the good side. It's not uncommon to have to talk to 10, 12, 20 people to find one who's interested in what you have. And that's why the dropout rate is so high. There's a lot of people say that the failure rate in network marketing is very high. The failure rate is not high at all. For the people that stay the course and do the work, the success rate is extremely high. The problem is very few people stay the course and do the work because they get frustrated and burnt out by the number of people that they have to talk to, the number of frogs they have to kiss to find a prince. Does that make sense?
Yes, I think that absolutely makes sense. And that's probably, I think you get people who come in and then they say, I'm kind of getting burnt out on it. I'm not seeing results. But then, like I like to ask people, well, what exactly have you done? Like what courses have you taken? What have you done? And then ask yourself, am I not seeing results because I'm not doing anything? Or am I not seeing results because I haven't really put myself out there? And before you walk away, I always just want to say, just take a leap of faith and put yourself out there. If you think, look, I'm getting to the point where I don't know if I want to do this, ask yourself, have I really tried? And then just roll the dice for a minute, jump out there, make a leap of faith and put yourself out there and give it a real true shot. And then if you really can say to yourself wholeheartedly, I tried it and it wasn't working, then that's one thing, I think as far as that goes, a lot of people, like Lynn said, go ahead.
There's a really good interview in the back office, and if people don't know how to find that, I can help you. The fellow that wrote the book, Your First Year in Network Marketing, Mark Yanell. Now, Mark is no longer on this planet. He's moved on. But one of the things he talks about in that book is that in this business, chump change, $50,000 a month is chump change. There's a whole subculture of people that are making really big money. The problem is the amount of work it takes to get there. So it's not. Here's what you have to have. You have to have a vision of where you want to go. You start with that vision, and then when the going gets rough and you're tired of kissing the frogs, their lips are slimy, you pull out that vision and you look at it and you say, oh, wait a minute, I remember why I started on this journey. I know where I'm going, and I'm going to keep on the journey until I get there. That's what makes the difference between the people that win and the people that quit. So if you don't have a clear vision of where you want to go, of what you want your life to be like in 3, 5, 6, 7 years, a clear vision, a committed vision, then you will fall out when the going gets rough. But if you have that vision,
I was going to say, and if you are in this meeting tonight and you say, I don't really have a clear vision, then call Lynn or me or Jacqueline or whoever you feel like can really help you, because we have that's what I said, we have that training program that helps you kind of help focus in on that. I mean, Lynn's been coaching people for years, and he understands about how to help people, guide them into understanding what their vision is. So, I mean, that's another avenue as far as getting training. And the one thing, also that we have that I think is a step above everyone else who's done multi-level marketing or tried doing it and then failed, is we have the community-based business. So the model that we actually are growing in is getting to people and helping them get to people. And even with that, if that's all you ever did in this business, if you never ever did anything else but get 2 people in your business and helped them get 2 and trained them to basically rinse, wash, and repeat, do the same thing. It's like a recipe. Like, I'm handing everyone a recipe, and we're all going to make the same darn thing exactly the same way. Get to, help to, get to, help to. If that's all you ever did in this business, and you weren't like one of the, like how I am, kind of like I'm all out, I'm out there to, like, I want to crush it, that's just my personality. But if that's all you ever did, you legitimately could make a really decent living, and you could make $60,000 in your first 12 months. And I think the payout is $113,000 in 13 months, somewhere about that. But here's the thing, as we all know, nothing is going to happen unless we do it together. I mean, Bill Gates didn't start Microsoft by himself. The Seahawks don't win the game because they have one player. We all are a team, and we work as a team. And when we invite people into this business, like-minded people, we let them know we work as a team. We help them, encourage them. And if people want the help, great. If they don't, it's okay too. No harm, no foul. If you don't feel like you need it, then you don't. If you feel like you need it, then great. It doesn't matter either way. I mean, the point is that we work together as a team, and we have to do it together. It's not going to happen if one person does it. That's not the intention. We're here to help each other.
So on that note, I'd like to ask, does anybody have anything that they would like to offer that will help? What do you need? What for each of you? And by the way, Shelly, hi Shelly, are you there? Is your camera on?
I don't know. Is she there? Oh,
She looks there, but she's muted.
she's muted.
I know
My
she's
camera's
muted.
not on.
I think she's teasing us. Hey Shelly. I think she's just trying to tease us.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, I'm mute. I'm trying to figure out how to operate it. I'm here. I just don't have my camera on. Hi, everybody.
well,
Hi, Shelley.
well, turn your camera on.
No.
What do you mean? Everybody, I know Shelley. Don't. This isn't me picking on Shelley.
No, Len and I go way back. There's nothing but math.
Turn on your damn camera.
I will turn my camera on when I have my face on.
Oh God.
And you'll be
Shelley,
the first one. I'll call you first, Len.
You are beautiful just the way you are.
Oh, I love you. Thank you.
All right. So anyhow, is there any? Do you folks have anything? What would you like from us? What can we do to help you? Does anybody have any? And if you don't have any ideas tonight, maybe next week you'll have some ideas. You can think about that. It's an open question. We're here for you. Because the reality is this business works. It builds and it grows and it falls on us working as a team. And the people that are on here tonight, this is the core. You're the team. We're the team. So what can we do to help you?
Well, we'll just leave it there.
I think they're all muted though, because.
Oh yeah. Well, they cannot. Maybe they don't know how to unmute themselves.
Yeah, maybe you have to unmute them, and they might ask.
All right, I am unmuting everybody. So if you have any background noise, you're going to have to try to be a little quiet. Unmute. Everyone is unmuted. Well, except Jody. Jody's not unmuting. I don't know why. Unmute. Okay, because she's muting. Jack.
She's unmuted now.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Just say welcome to Len, and thank you, Len, for joining us and helping lead this team. We've got a good group of people, and your presence here is really going to add to it, I think.
Who's talking?
In the community
Shelley.
with your experience and wisdom. So I'm glad you're here.
Is that Shelley?
That's Shelley.
You're talking.
Yes, I am. I figured
Okay.
out how to unmute. Now you might have trouble with me.
I guess you don't. Oh, good. I guess you don't need makeup. You don't need makeup to talk, huh?
Nope.
All right, Shelley.
That's funny. Okay, so Jody, it looks like Jody's trying to say something, maybe, or did you undo her mic?
She's unmuted.
Okay. Let's just say this. If anybody has any questions or needs any help, and this goes out to everyone in this room, you can feel free to be in touch with me or Lynn or anybody that you're comfortable with being in touch with. I am here to help in any way I can. We do have a 30-day plan. It's not 100% completed at this point. We've got 15 days that will get you at least a great start. That, if you just, did a little bit every day moving toward your business. I mean, because at the end of the day, man, if you just put it out there in your mind, financial freedom, just 2 days, giving up a little bit of your time, 15 days to work on maybe growing it. It might not happen overnight. It's like the tortoise and the hare. We might not be very speedy, but man, we're going to win the race. And that's where we're headed by helping others. I think that's the beauty of it is we get to help other people. That's what I love.
Awesome, Tam.
Okay, so we're gonna do this meeting every week. If this is a good time for people, Tuesday,
Good day.
7, huh?
Yep, that's a good day.
Okay, if this is a good time, we may move it around. If other people, we can find a better time for people.
Okay.
So.
Also, if you're not on Facebook, because I don't know if everybody is on Facebook, but if you're not everybody is. So
No, I know Taryn and Yanni are not.
yeah, so we can always communicate via email or text messaging, and that, I mean, so there's always other ways we can communicate with each other. Email, text messaging is good by me.
Instagram.
I don't know how, I don't do Instagram, so
It's really going to become increasingly difficult. When the team begins to grow, it's going to become increasingly difficult to keep track of multiple channels of communication. It really would be useful if everybody were on the same page, everybody were in the Facebook group. I'm just putting that out there. That's my personal opinion. Take it for what it's worth, but it would really be helpful. I mean, yeah, you know, some of this, can we send an email here? Can you shoot an email there? Can you do this becomes, it's okay when the group is a handful of people. It's not okay when the group, imagine when we have 100 people or 200 people, and, you know, we're trying to handle the outliers that don't want to, aren't in the main group. So it would be helpful. And you know,
hey, so back a while, Len, before you joined the group, and I'd have to find access to it, and maybe at this point we'd maybe just start a new one, but we could always do a Google group, and just plug the people's emails in and have a Google group, and we just send the link on Tuesdays to the Google group. And that way anyone that's by email can get it that way. And maybe just say we'll do email in the Google group and we'll send it on Facebook, and those are the two ways you get connected to this link. Because I think requiring everybody on Facebook might be a little difficult. I know there are some people who are very not for it.
Yeah, they just don't do it. They don't like it for whatever reason.
But I think most everyone should have no conflict with email. I think everybody's got an email account. Everybody can get on email.
Yeah.
Might be.
Now, when you have a Google account, do you have to have email?
When you have a Gmail, you automatically have a Google account.
Oh, okay. Huh.
And
it's really easy to set one up.
Well, I'm not gonna argue with you at all. I mean, if that's what the group wants to do, but I can tell you from personal experience, as the group grows, it's going to become increasingly difficult if people are on different platforms.
Well, and here's the thing, and this is how we all, I think Jacqueline's point is this is how we all have the same platform, because whether you're on Instagram and I'm on Facebook, we both have an email address.
Right.
And so utilizing email, that's one way we can all for sure be connected, because I think everybody has an email address. Yep. Everyone. And so this would be, if we collected everyone's email addresses, we had one like community-based business email group, and we just send it out to everyone, one group. Like Jacqueline was saying, Jacqueline put a group of all our emails at one point. We had a group going, and that was the way we sent everything. I think that's a good idea.
We could do it even in the AWeber account that I've set up for us, where we're going to bring in prospects, if we can put everybody into that email list. So, I mean, we certainly can do it.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. Okay. So I think everybody knows now that where we're at. Is everybody, can you guys see where you can raise your hand? Can you guys raise your hand on this? I can't see where I can raise my hand.
I don't see it anymore, but I've seen it before.
Oh, when you're muted, you get the option. I was just going to say,
I think last call I saw it.
when everyone's muted.
Last week.
Oh, so on the bottom of my screen, you have a bar along the bottom, and it says mute, stop video, share content, participants, and then mine says more with 3 little dots. I click on that more, and it pulls up a screen that says minimize meeting, raise hand. So it's right there. I don't know if it looks the same for all of you. I'm on my phone.
I'm on my phone too.
But everyone is going to have to play with.
Well, I think the reason,
settings.
the reason I'm asking. Oh no, I don't want to leave the meeting. The reason I'm asking is because I just want, instead of all of us maybe talking at the same time, if somebody poses a question, we can say how many people wants to email, and we could find a way
box. If you click on chat, you can type your response or your question.
Yeah, okay. And then that will be in the group chat. That's a good idea. So everybody who wants to be a part of the email group, get their names. Maybe we could just individually post our email addresses in that chat box. And then would that give them to you, Lynn? if we all, I'll put mine in there right now. Go to
No,
the,
no. The chat box it's ephemeral. It'll disappear as soon as we end the meeting.
oh, okay, never mind then.
If
Well, I thought
you-
it's
if you-
recorded.
If you tap on your picture, like on my phone, I'm looking at four pictures of, I'm on the top, and then Lynn, and then
Yeah, that's on your screen
then
only.
Tamara and Kelly. Now, if you tap on your picture yourself, then that bar on the bottom comes up that she was talking about.
Oh,
Audio,
yeah.
video, or
That's on a
participating.
phone. I'm on a computer, so
Yeah,
my
but-
screen might look.
But it's a different question, Terry. The question is, if somebody
Okay.
types an email address into the chat, is it permanent?
Okay.
Stay?
Well,
The answer is no.
Remember, I'm kind of slow, Lynn.
The
Yeah, you're
no,
fine.
No, you're not. The chat is just is rolling, so it's not gonna. We won't get them.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, I just thought it was
different.
maybe, I just thought while we were all here, it might be an option, just so you could start gathering them up and creating that group. So, anyway, so I think we're all kind of agreed on that. If anyone needs, as far as like, I want to know, is everybody here? I'm assuming actually everyone who's here tonight is interested in building a business.
Yes.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes.
That
Yes.
goes for Yanni and Taryn too.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
So as long as
Why would
everyone,
you be in the business if you weren't interested in building a business?
well, some people are just interested in the products and they're not interested in the business.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So that being said, let's just rock it. Let's just rock it. Let's
Sure.
let's
Sure.
do whatever we need to do, and we can do. Would it be beneficial? Now, not everyone's on Facebook. I was going to say if we posted maybe trainings, like just in recorded trainings, maybe Lynn and I can do. We did a kind of a mock little training on one of the days, on one of our days. Well, I don't remember what day it was, Lynn. Do you? Do you remember what day we did? We did.
No idea.
We did. Lynn and I recorded one of the days that we did training, and it might maybe.
But I think we should put it out there for people that want to listen to it. We did a pretend interview.
Yeah, that's what we did.
I interviewed Tamara as if she were a customer that I was talking to find out what her level of interest in the business might be.
Cool.
And we're going to do, one of the things we're going to do, Tamara, in the next few days is we're going to do, on that interview that you and I did, you didn't have any objections. You just said yes, yes. On the next interview, you're going to throw out all the objections. Hey, this is a pyramid scheme. Hey, I don't have the money to do this. Hey, I don't have the time to do this. You're going to throw all the objections. I'm going to answer the objections. So that'll be another training.
Yeah.
All the standard objections.
And so for people who don't necessarily want to do the training, at least there would be content that you could gather, watch, and just see like, wow, okay, how do you actually go and engage people? Because it's interesting, we can build relationships wherever we go, and we have so many relationships that we're in right now that we don't even recognize that we're in with other people out there in the world. So some of the first 30 days helps you move through that, and knowing like, wait, how do I have other relationships? I feel like I don't know anybody. And it really helps you to like hone in on that way. Well, maybe I do know a lot of people, or maybe I do know people who would be interested. So it just helps kind of get you a little more focused on how to build relationships and learning about relationships. Because in this day where we're all behind our computers and in our phones, it's a kind of a different space to be face-to-face talking to people and having an actual real relationship with somebody. If you're anymore, I find if you're nice to people, male and female and all alike, they think you must want to go on a date with them because you're nice. I mean, it's assumed. I had a girl tell me the other day, she's like, "Are you hitting on me?" I'm like, "Because I'm nice." Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
that's one of the things that I face, and I don't know if this is my own internal problem, but I fear that when I'm approaching women, that if I'm nice to them, what do they think I'm hitting on them, or do they think I'm after them? So it's something we all have to be cautious or just cognizant of as we create these relationships. with people.
Right.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
well, and it's something that we can practice.
Yeah.
Like Lynn said, him and I actually recorded a practice conversation with, talking to somebody about being getting into the business as far as like getting toxic free. And it's so important. At the same time, if we just put down our business plan for a minute and put down like all of that, we just focus on, it's so important to start incorporating healthy, clean products and supporting companies that don't put toxic chemicals in our products, whether it's our food or whether it's our shampoo. It's so important to say, see, these companies, they go out of business because they don't get the support they need. They might be a little more expensive, but they wind up going out of business. And we as consumers have an opportunity to help them get their prices lower by inviting more people to purchase from them, because Johnson & Johnson and Schwab, these companies can sell you your product at the dollar store for $1 because they have so much mass consumerism right now, but they didn't start out that way. You didn't ever, there was a time, trust me, you guys, that you could not buy Johnson & Johnson shampoo for $1, or Schwab for $1. They were higher brand, bigger brand companies. So, if we support businesses, that are giving us good products, that's a big part of it too. But anyway,
Amen.
that's all I want to say about that.
Okay.
So I think we've said.
Are we all done?
Yeah, I think we're done.
We all done for tonight?
Yep.
Everybody
Yeah.
done?
Sounds good.
Everybody happy?
Yep.
Everybody happy?
Yeah, we're good.
We good?
Yay.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, thank you everybody for coming. For those of you who want, we did record the video. I will process it and I will put it in the Facebook group, so it is available if anybody wants the replay of this. It will be in the group. This video takes a few hours to actually run it through the process of getting it uploaded, so it won't be up there. Probably won't be up there tonight, but sometime tomorrow.
Awesome.
So if there's
Yeah.
anybody who wasn't here, they can watch the replay.
Yeah, and it is
Thank
a
you.
private group, so y'all know it's a private group.
Okay.
So, all right.
Okay, I'm out. See you later.
All right, everybody, I'm out too. Good night. Have a great night.
Bye.
Good night. Have a good night. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for coming.